12.
29 is the mic. Hey, give me radar. Here we go.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Fletcher Cox, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
Third and long.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Hey, 5-0.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Shakes off the sack. And oh, look at that, a diving catch.
Well, that kind of catch is supposed to pay off with at least a first down, isn't it?
Instead, he'll just add it to his highlight reel, but they don't pick up the first.
Yeah, he gets the yardage, he gets the catch, but now they have a decision to make.
And this one is right down the middle. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. Good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40, and he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. It put their defense in a really tough spot.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up first and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 13 yards, first down, Packers. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Oh, that's a big one right there. You talk about breaking off a huge chunk of real estate. But if you're the defensive coordinator, you cannot dwell on the fact you just gave up an explosive run. You have to look ahead, regroup your guys, and figure out a way to slow down this attack.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. The defensive line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches. But it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge, and the ball carrier did not benefit.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They were held to a field goal on their first drive. They want 6 now, but it's third and goal.
Mike 56, Mike 50. Hey,
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Fletcher Cox in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on fourth and goal.
Hey, box truck, box truck.
They snap it to Stafford. And he's going to go down again. Fletcher Cox, and the Lions will take over.
Brendan, let's file this play away for later. Let's note this play because, to me, it's not out of the question that the decision to pass up the 3 there could come back to haunt them later on.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
I got you, pop.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The 305-pound Ndamukong Suh finding the path to the QB there. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Here's Wilson to throw. And going deep for Hill. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And able to haul it in is Kittle. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Dancing to his left. Now he'll throw deep, and that's caught inside the 30. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13.
58, right there. Here we go.
Wilson from the gun, he'll throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A good pickup there, a 22. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. Now Elliott. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Lions have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board, so let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Looking downfield for Jones. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
I know exactly why he tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to third and inches. They'll try and pick it up on the ground with Wilson. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Blue 60. Drill right, 22. Check 31, check 31. Hey, check 24, 24.
Play action, Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now Stafford. He'll hit Jackson, complete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's third and inches. On third down, here's Wilson. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
First down, Packers.
Ready, 250.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10.
Whip. Watch the whip. Undercross. 32. He's checking. Hurry.
The final shot before the break. Stafford. Escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
John Brown set to
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
Easy.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Stafford. He completes it to Julio Jones. Past the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Julio Jones. 77 yards. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front. They erased that deficit pretty quickly, did they not? A 2-play drive.
What do we call that? Short-lived?
Very.
Very short-lived. 2 plays later, they're in the end zone and back out in front. We always talk about drives, don't we? Does 2 plays count as a drive?
Not really, but that second play was so good. I don't care what we call it. It was enjoyable to watch. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes.
That's caught inside the 20. A big play there for Detroit. 57 yards.
There's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. Elliott running right. Elliott a first down and more. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Lions are once again going to retake the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 14-10. Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They had seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the third quarter, but a moment ago the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've got to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Stafford. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Stafford, he gets it to Brown, complete.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43.
Monday.
From the gun, Stafford. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And his throw is incomplete. Julio Jones once again the intended target, but now it's 3rd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
And this is caught by Jackson. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 21 yards there on 3rd down. Stafford now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Wilson with a 1st down carry. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Stafford. He completes it to Wilson. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play.
Check it out, Reed. Middle. 40 got.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Antonio Brown, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 17-14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
On 2nd and 12, Wilson steps away to his left. He'll try and run it. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a 1st down following a gain of 3. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. The pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
And going deep for Hill. And that is incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Set, 250. 6, right there, 56. Hey, pick your game up.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. And Marquell Lee with a stop defensively. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover, because one more score, and this game's over.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Hey, exit.
From the gun, Stafford. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now it's Wilson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got to hold them to 3 to keep this a 1-score game. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they look for that final touchdown to salt this one away. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Here we go, a big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal.
Watch out. 2-3, 2-18, chopper. Double right. Patch it. Tighten up.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trusting his quarterback and trusting his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Khalil Mack in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Khalil Mack, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Now they're just trying to do anything possible to try and get the ball downfield and get into field goal range.
And with that clock dwindling, they felt the need to take a pretty big shot there. Unfortunately, couldn't complete it. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 13 yards, first down, Packers. Great time there to come up with his longest run of the night. We just saw it.
Leads to a lot of satisfaction because if they're able to hang on and win this game, you know what else will happen in the locker room after this?
What's that?
Head coach will step up and go, great job, guys. Because of that, come in a little bit later tomorrow.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
It's Hill, complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Wilson now just 6 of 15 through the air. Not good, but first and 10 here. One last shot for Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off inside the 10, and that will write a finish to this ball game. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Green Bay, the win moves them to 8-7 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Detroit, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.